I hope that people, when they take away from both of my books, that I try to present a message of hope. You know, I was trying to think of a way to say I hope that they will take hope, you know, without being redundant. But I try to promote, you know, faith in humanity, you know, belief in people. The idea that relationships matter, that caring about people matters, and that sometimes people really come through for you. And I think a lot of times people don't believe that. You know, people get depressed, they start, you know, not believing in humanity, but then they forget to look around at those little moments that don't show up on the news, they don't show up, you know, and no one's giving medals for those things, but they're important, you know, the people taking care of you. Some of the stuff I talked about in there as well. And sometimes you don't realize that until retrospect, you know, and I look back and, you know, I was talking about my uncle and those conversations we had. I didn't realize how important they were at the time. It wasn't until 4 years later in a novel that I, you know, looked at it and I could see that they had a profound impact on me. And I think that's the purpose of art, right? Like, you capture those moments in a way that illuminate them and make them beautiful for people. And so they realize. So I hope that when somebody reads my book and they see a character like Amber, the next time they see someone that's, you know, maybe a little different than them or a little bit freaky, they might take a chance and get to know that person, have an unlikely connection. Okay. I hope. So. A movie montage would be literally writing a book, would be me sitting at a desk writing for hours, and then me lying on the floor of my office editing, and then me sitting at the desk again, and then me taking a walk, you know? But what would be the song? I think about the songs that I write to, and I've been listening to, I listen to largely instrumental stuff. So like the trailer for Sorta Like a Rockstar is the Rachel's Band. There's a song by the Rachel's Band, and you know, like kind of neoclassical stuff. And recently I've been listening to this band called Clogs. You know, it's so like kind of like neoclassical, like very emotional, uplifting, build to crescendo. You know, that kind of stuff is what I listen to, and that's probably what I would put on the montage of my movie as well. I mean, obviously, you know, people in New York want you to promote. They want you to have a blog, and you know, it's kind of an important thing. So we thought, like, what are we going to blog about? You know, what isn't out there already? You know, and so there's a lot of blogs of people just reviewing books or talking about the writing life or, you know, whatever it is. And we saw that the internet can get rough sometimes. You know, there's a lot of sites where people review books, you know, like Goodreads, or you go on there and sometimes you'll see, you know, people get really nasty. You know, people can be pretty rough. You know, but so we saw that there was a need to promote kindness, and it's been interesting because the response has been very positive, and people say, "Oh yeah, this is a great idea. You know, I'd love to contribute." Even big name authors, and they say, "You know, this is something we haven't seen before." You know, so we like to think that we're filling a void. You know, and putting some good into the world at the same time.
Great.